Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Niche Sports. Now, this is something interesting that we are trying out because we've just had a match between India and Qatar, which is for the FIFA World Cup 2022 qualifying, and also it is for the qualification for the AFC Asian Cup, which is due to be held in 2023. Our channel has been a lot about cricket, but now we are moving into football, and we are just making the start today and a short test with our YouTube channel to see if we can go live. And we are going to look back at the India versus Qatar game, which has just concluded right now. Also, to announce to you that in the days ahead, we will be coming up with a lot more content based on Euro 2020. And yes, we'll also be covering the India games which are due against Bangladesh and Afghanistan. Joining me is my very good friend Akash Tiwari, who's joined us on our niche sports team. Akash knows a lot about football right now. I don't know why he's wearing a Spanish jersey, but good to have you here, Akash.
Thanks for having me, Nishad. It's a pleasure to be here. The reason I'm wearing the Spanish jersey is because of the fact that I going to support Spain in the Euros, and my India jersey is in the laundry actually. So
Ah,
the
yes.
only option I had is to wear a Spanish jersey for this game, unfortunately. But yeah, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, actually, we both bought the India jersey together, if I remember correctly. And
Exactly,
when it
exactly.
comes to Euros and World Cups, I know that you wear the Spanish jersey and I wear the Portugal jersey. But we'll
Yes,
keep that for later. Let us talk about what we have just seen right now. 1
right,
nil to Qatar. Not a surprising result that Qatar is winning, has won the game. But
right.
I would say quite a I would say a decent performance. It's not a bad performance by India, considering the fact that they were totally dominated in the first half, and also the fact that they lost a player in the first 10 minutes.
Exactly. What I make of this is that India did put a brave fight right till the end, despite being a man down in the 17th minute itself. I personally also feel that we could have done better in terms of our own finishing, especially with the chance that Manveer Singh had in the first half. So I believe that if had we equalized over there, we could have had a different outcome to the game altogether. But I would not say it's a dissatisfactory performance. I would say it's a very brave performance from the Indian side, which was quite inexperienced. And we had a few debutants also coming in the second half. So I would say, overall, I would say it was a decent performance, could have been better. But as they say, there is always scope for improvement. And I hope against Bangladesh and Afghanistan, we will put up a decent show.
Exactly, and also, we have to also remember the fact that Qatar are definitely the best team in Asia. They have
True.
they've got the strength, they've got the depth, and it was visible on the field in terms of just look at the kind of people that they had around the ball and how they could create those gaps in the Indian defense, and then even when they were say defending, they had all their men back in no time. So a lot of learning for the Indian team also. And although the team has made rapid strides over the last few years, there definitely is a lot that they have to do to come ahead. But I would like to ask you a very important thing in terms of the red card decision. Rahul had to leave the field, obviously, and it wasn't a lot of people on Twitter, especially on Twitter, I would say not social media, but on Twitter, saying that it was a very contentious decision, not happy with the refereeing. Your thoughts on that? Do you think it was a bit hasty just getting those two handing out those two yellow cards rather?
I would say it was a bit of a strange decision from the referee when he showed the second yellow. I was just hoping that when he blew his whistle, is gonna point in the other direction and say it's a foul. But I was surprised when he got the second yellow and then Bheke received his marching orders. I also believe that it was a little complacent on behalf of the player himself. He could have slightly done a little he could have acted in a little matured manner and tried not to interfere with the ball with his hand, which looked deliberate, but definitely not a yellow card in my opinion. And secondly, I also feel that the referee was a little, uh, a bit. I would say, overall he had a very good game, but there were a few contentious decisions otherwise as well in the second half, as we saw. But that's how it is. Sometimes it's just not your day, and then the referee also is not having a good day himself. So overall, I would say referee also had a very good game, but here and there he could have done better.
And the Great Wall of India again standing tall and showing his class. Keeping India in the game. And I think a lot of credit must go to him because a lot of the times especially considering the fact that India were down by a man, the goalkeeper definitely did a very very good job. And I know you are also watching the highlights on your television on the side, and they're playing those saves at the moment. And I think he
Right.
was he was absolutely fantastic.
And I think he's definitely my man of the match. No matter what the other followers or other people who are watching the game have to say, I surely believe he's despite India ending up on the losing side, he should be the man of the match. Um, it just felt like he has picked up from where he left when Qatar played against India at the same venue, if I'm not wrong. I think it was last year, and he has just picked up from there. And then he came up with some brilliant saves in that game as well, if I remember. And then in this game as well, he was busy in both halves, and especially in the second half where the left back, the Thai left back, was making inroads into the penalty area, and I'm sure he had at least half a dozen shots himself for the left back. So I think he has a fantastic game. He always comes up with some brilliant saves. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, a great wall of India, as they rightly call him, and I'm sure he's going to continue with his form in the next two games as well.
Perfect. And Kostov saying second yellow shouldn't have been given. Now moving ahead, matches against Bangladesh, Afghanistan. You'd expect India to do better in those games and set the tone and get some points as well.
Right. As far as my understanding goes, Chetri was taken off as a precaution by Coach Timak because there was no point playing him for the entirety of the second half, knowing that we could not have come up with a result ourselves. And I'm sure he's preserving him, his best player, for the next two games, and he wants to keep him fresh. And as you said, we have the better chance of coming up on top in terms of the results against Bangladesh and against Afghanistan as well. I reckon Bangladesh drew with Afghanistan today. It was a 1-1 draw. But I'm hoping that India will come up on the winning side against the two teams in the next two games.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Akash. This has been really great to have you on YouTube Live on Sports. It's our first ever, and we'll be having you quite often in the days ahead as we look ahead to the Euro 2020 and also India playing Bangladesh and Afghanistan. And I must tell viewers, this time Bangladesh, Afghanistan, India, we are not talking about cricket, we are talking about football. And a draw and everything will be, it's not about test cricket, it's just about football. So thank you so much
Right.
everyone for joining us. I know it's a little late, but we just wanted to review this game. We are just testing a few things, and we will be back with a lot more, especially during Euro. Stay tuned to Niche Sports, and thank you so much for joining us, everyone.